Inside, under the protection of the roof, work on the lining commenced. There was still quite a bit of work to be done inside at that stage. Outside, braving the cold, is our expert plumber, then assisted by Tom Smith. Meanwhile, inside, worked on internal partitions and, of course, further lining. Handy being just the right height, isn't it, Tom? And thus, here's another expert plumber, Peter Elias, working on the oil fuel line. And inside, Zen working on kitchen cupboards, watched by a very young Jane. Must have been warm enough to sit outside for the lunch break. And that tells a story. We did get it not completed but habitable, as demonstrated by the Brock family occupying it, I think, during the September school holidays. Look, every snow. Coming into view is our original landmark, the Oldina. Not all the facilities were completed, as is evidenced by Susan's trip downstairs, where right under the hut we've got a rather primitive loo. This is earlier following summer, where that omission is being rectified by installation of a septic tank. Unfortunately, there are a couple of rocks in the way. That back is Larry Pallinger, co-opted for the day. And slowly it's edged into position. Well, nearly got that one, Larry. And the finishing off work, painting the walls outside, and Peter Elias, Gusto. Oh yes, we're filming him. Bronwyn File. And Elias. Yes, you're on candid camera too. And Susan Anne Buster and Helen Seek, I think, all doing the rough work while the highly skilled work is left to the master craftsman. Very delicate touch. Originally the veranda wasn't designed to have a fence, but I think somebody fell off the edge, and this was a rather last minute and finally in the winter of '66 the official opening by the Minister for Lands, Mr. Cashin, seen in the darkness here, talking to Anne Elias and I think Anne Puster. Quite a good representation of club members that trying out the hut for the first time. Ted and Helen, I think at that stage, were relatively newlywed. They all look very young, and there's Bernie Mortley, one of his comic acts. And finally, I think these are the Brock and Puster children spelling out, in case you can't read it, the end. And that's the end of a story which took place over 25 years ago.